You guys look like you're signing an RVP contract up back there, right? Look at that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you listened to it already? Oh man, yeah. It's so good. She does when we're all 20 years old and under, we can control everybody else. Everybody over 20 is like, life is happening. Hey! What's the on the ECR phone? What's the name? Every day is that dude is I don't even know who he is. I've never seen his face. You know who he is? You know who he is? Yeah. Oh, somebody understands over there. Yes, understand Shepherd. I heard it wasn't like clear. I love how he talks. Really, I've never heard anybody really. Your definition. Have you heard Oh, you're not wrong, absolutely. Yeah, have a good day. I forgot what he said. He said some funny stuff. I never. Yeah, it's the number. The number is like. It's not just a number. That's like. One something holds up a really screen. Like you it's like the same. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They pulled on 2 years in a row. I remember that. Big bird.
I appreciate it. We need it.
And that's foil. Yeah. Yeah, these are Joe.
A whole lot of people know that. That's why we do it. Always on the call. Like the person that she didn't. Right.
Bowie?
He said he's
I like this little setup here.
I don't think
All right, good morning. Good morning. All right, we have an awesome accomplishment that I want to recognize. Obviously, you guys know Jen Lee got her Power Builder watch yesterday.
Yeah.
Why don't you come up for a minute and just talk about what it means to you? This will be the last time you can celebrate it. It's on to the next. I'm sure we'll get Super Saturday and at the big event, but you know, I want to make sure you have your time to shine. So let's hear from Jen Lee.
It's not the ring, it's on the way. It's just a milestone to me. I woke up and the night before, I was telling Shay this, well, the 2 days before, me and Shaq was like 212, you just need 212. And the next day I was like, dang, I'm at 172, I'm missing 172. And I'm like, Shaq, I need 172, where's this coming from? And a client got declined, and I was like, dang it, the devil doesn't want me to win. And then the next morning, I had woken up to a text from T and a text from Ricky. Congratulations. I was like, wait, what just happened? And I checked my Primerica now. I was like, yo, you broke Section 8 historic girl, just made $50K in a 12-month period. I was like, what? Yeah, and I texted Shaq a screenshot. He was like, how did that happen? I was like, I don't know, the money tree? I don't know. But the whole route to this point was really, when they say it's the hardest first milestone you're going to reach, just like personally, District Leader is going to be the first hardest promotion you're going to, because it's all you. The 50 grand, they're overrides there, then there's chargeback, but then really it's mostly you, and you're just learning all of those skill sets, and you're perfecting, I don't want to say perfecting, but like almost trying to perfect everything along the way. And when you kind of like put the pieces of the puzzle together, that's when you see that happen. So like the person that I became along the way and overcame everything, that was just why it happened. It wasn't just you come in with the same type of work ethic. You have to come in a different person and change in order for that stuff to change. Because this is not a job income, it's a business income. And it's performance based. And so you have to change your performance and change your mindset to get there. And so I did that, and I'm still doing it, and making sure Shaq, just me and Shaq talk every single day. If he doesn't pick up the phone, I call him like 3 different times. If he doesn't pick up 3 different times, I call Aaron, maybe Rodna, So like, I just want to make sure I talk to him every single day. And the only person that knows everything I had to go through was Shaq. My downlines don't know nothing because that's a story to be shared later on, But you just take everything along the way and you put it in a bucket and then just build your arsenal and make sure that you become an example to follow and not a warning to avoid in a case. And that's what I really just, had in my mind. Like, this is a vision that I said, hey, I'm going to stand up on stage one day as a millionaire, and everything I had to go through, people are going to be like, dang, I should have listened to her. I shouldn't have quit on her. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right.
She repeated a word a lot
during her talk right there, and it was you, right? When you figure that out, right, that most every one of your challenges you brought on, okay? I'm saying that not in a judgmental way. I'm saying that in a humility way, okay? I'm saying that from somebody that has done the same exact thing, okay? I mean, you're your cause of success, you're your cause of failure. You're your cause of joy, you're your cause of happiness, you're also your cause of resentment and things like that, and you can fix it, and that's an awesome thing. The greatest thing I learned in Primerica obviously was money. It was money management. Okay, learning money, but right before I got into Primerica, I really was a straight up victim. I wasn't always like that, but right before I got in, that's what I was turning into. It was someone else's fault. And those things for many people actually might be true, but it still doesn't help you to think like that. That's the problem, right? Because you can be right or you can be rich, right? And I'd rather be rich. I don't want to be right. I have a lot of reasons. A lot of you guys have a lot of reasons not to be successful. And you can focus on those all day long. But if you find one and they leave the door open, right? Like Primerica messed up by giving Jenny Lee an IBA. Like they messed up because I don't know. You don't invite somebody like her to the buffet line. She's going to take it all. Okay. Anyways, so, Bill Whittle has a skills pyramid, right? And many of you know this. It's sales skills is 1. Okay. 2 is people skills. And then leadership, okay? And he does it like this. He says leadership and then people skills, and sales skills is the foundation. And, we've been talking to a few people this week, and, your sales skills have to be impeccable. That's what we're going to talk a little bit about today, okay? You have to be unbelievable at sales. Okay? Tom Hopkins is not somebody that you heard his audio 1 or 2 times. I mean, the objections, the closes, how to handle the objections, how to get commitments, how to present, the paperwork. I mean, you have to be great at sales. and you have to internalize it. I'm talking like, you know, now look, I like a lot of different sales books, right? Where it's Ziegler and Hopkins and, you know, I know that now there's newer, you know, like Grant Cardone, Brian Tracy, a lot of the salespeople, and there's nothing wrong with this, but I'm talking, I want to go on a different tangent today on this. A lot of the sales stuff is motivational, and that's cool, right? I like a lot of Brian Tracy's books, which I love Brian Tracy, but there's an element where it's motivational, right? He talks about self-image, and that stuff's important. But I'm talking about technical sales skills. How do you know, right? Because if I look at Jen, okay, and, you know, always remember this, okay, and this is everybody, okay? You are not here for 5 or 6 years, okay? You're here 1 or 2, and then you repeat it a year 3 or 4 times. Always remember that. Okay, because you can really feel bad about that. You can start feeling, you can beat yourself up terribly. I've been here 10, no, you've been here 3. You grew the first 3. The 4th year, you put it on autopilot, and now you've been at year 4, 6 years in a row. That's different than being here 10 years. Okay? Because when you know, and that's anywhere in life. That could be, you can have a parenting plateau, you can have a marriage plateau, any meaningful thing that you're trying to accomplish. Fitness. You know, I was Ricky and I, we know a fitness guy, and, you know, we talked to him, and you know what he said to me? He was like, hey man, it's not because he, you know, he had a gain in his fitness. He was trying to gain some weight and strength. He goes, I hit a plateau. Did he say that to you? Didn't he say that? I was like, dude, you look great, you're in shape. What do you mean you hit a plateau? But for him, his goals, he hit a plateau. Right? Am I right? I mean, that's the first thing he said. And I was like, yeah, it's true, right? Because these successful people, they understand it's, you do hit plateaus. So anything you're trying to do that's meaningful on the journey, you can get up. And then you start saying, well, I've been doing this for a long. No, you have not been doing it for a long time. You grew for 3, and then you repeated for another 6. You're not here for 10. And that's everybody. Everybody's included in that. So why was I saying this? Oh, Jenny. If you knew Jenny 5 years ago, was she just as excited yesterday as today? Yeah, she was the same. Now, it might be a little bit different. She might have honed it a little bit differently. It was the same. But if you, what has changed in Jenny's business, obviously, were you just as committed? 100%. Were you just as determined? No. She's a pro. Pros get paid. That's it. That's it. Pros get paid. You're just not a pro yet. If you hear Jenny do the presentation, you're like, damn, okay, that was good. Right? And you know, there's a time to be excited. There's a time to be quiet. There's a time to be firm. There's time to ask questions. There's time to pause. That's all being a pro at sales. Anybody that can write 5 to 10 sales a month for an extended period of time is a professional. And that's why you get paid. There's no mystery here. And so, you know, part of sales is time management, but, you know, for you know, Ace talked about this last meeting, right? Not 2 meetings ago. And he said, you know, a lot of things in self-improvement is what did he call it? Mental candy. You're just feeding yourself what you want, but you're not actually putting in what you need. The books are great and they're all inspiring and they're all positive. It's better than not reading, but how much sales stuff are you listening to every single day? How much sales stuff are you reading? Are you reviewing your notes? And now with all this content online, like, you got to learn, man. You got to be really, really good at it. Right? You know, before we didn't have these luxuries. And the thing was, like, you know, I remember my first Tom Hopkins, How to Master the Art of Selling. I had to pay, I don't know what it was. It wasn't a crazy amount, but it was like $300, $250. And at that time, $250, I didn't have $250. So because I spent that $250, I got every dollar out of that $250. And I listened to it over and over and over again, and I'd learned all the tie downs and all those things. And even now, if I miss a sales, it's because I was unprepared, or my sales skills weren't up to par, or I didn't use the right technique. If the sale was gettable, right? You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person. I wanted to just hit on the start real quick and talk about a little bit about this, because, in terms of STAR, right? How important is it to identify the personality types right away, and then realize how you're communicating with people so it resonates with them, right? And for us, right, because you're dealing with a lot of different people and a lot of different personality types, and you're trying to make these concepts which are different for everybody. Everybody has a different hot button, and trying to sell it to them or sell the opportunity, you got to learn the different language, right? And many of us, excuse my language, people's skills are just pretty crappy, man. I mean it. Like, you got to get better. And you cannot repel people all the time. You got to keep people around you. You got to want to be around. And like I said, it's all you. Okay? It's all you. It's all you. I know for me, right? I'm the center of my universe. What I mean by that is not everything revolves around me, but if I make positive changes and I do better, things around me do get better. Okay? I'm not self-centered, but I understand that it starts and stops with me in terms of my behavior and actions and integrity and all those things. Before I blame all the time, oh, it's my wife's fault, it's my kid. No, it's me, man. I do better, everything does better. If I improve my people skills, things are going to be great for me. People will be around me. People want to be around me. People want to produce for me. People want to go on this journey with me. So, we can't go through these things enough. Okay? Like I said, I can come up here and talk about winning all day, all that stuff, and that stuff's really important. That's not going to help you when you're presenting to somebody and trying to get them to write you a check or get a commitment to, take you on 10 training appointments or introduce their best friend to you. You're talking a different language to them. Okay. I'll give some basic analogies, and then we'll go in depth, and pay attention to this stuff. Okay. I want to go through it quickly because we have some other really good training to go. We're going to continue on with our prospecting methods. Last week we went through Facebook and networking meetings, and today we're going to do 2 more. All right, so throw an analogy. If you're going to climb a mountain, right? You're going to take a journey. You're going to climb a mountain. The T's. Okay, if you're going to talk to a technical person, how much you're going to learn on this, what things you're going to see on the journey up to the top of the mountain. The A, right? Hey, you can take a selfie at the top. You can post it, right? You can post it. Some people live to post. And as much as I hate that, okay, that's what drives people. That's an A. That's an A. The people that died taking selfies, they're A's. And that literally cost them everything. That shot. Because that's what they live for, man. You can take a picture. We can finish first. The only 5 people, like I was telling Jen, and I know that this may, forget the freaking watch. It doesn't matter how many people have done it. Only 6 people. All the thousands of people, only 6 people below RVP have done that. Of the people that I've hired, that have come through indirectly. Hey, they can't take that from you. Like, I love that. Like, oh, wait. This has never been done. Let's do it. Let's do it. As stupid as that, and as much as trouble that got me in. Wait. No one's done this? Right, then you end up in jail. But that's what happened. No one did it. Okay. That's the A in me. Okay. Finish first. Okay. R. Who's going? Who's going? Our people are so other people centered, man. You want to get to know and recruit an R, just keep asking them questions. And always remember, when you're done, ask one more question about them. That's all. I mean, just ask one more question. Hey, if they're talking about their kids, you know how to recruit an R? Because this is what happens to me. Salesperson wants to close me. You know what happens? If they say, because I'm an R, okay? I'm an A, but I'm an R, and I'm a hard R. If they say, hey, can I see pictures of kids? It doesn't matter. I will open up my wallet right in there. They get me taking my, man, yeah. Right? If someone gets to my phone and says, hey, cute kid, that's it. What do you need? Give me some money? Here's a tip. 5-star rating. You got it, brother. I'm an R, right? If they talk about their kids, like, see the pictures, man. Right? You're making this harder than it is, right? You got to learn how to connect with people. R's want to know, right? All they care about, get to know me, get to know me, get to know me. Why am I special? Why would you recruit everybody? This is a masses thing. That is the most negative talk to our people. They don't like that everybody gets an opportunity. Now, they like it if you say, hey, we don't discount people, but you're special. Here's why. I got to know you. S, structure. Right? Here's the plan to get to the top of the mountain. We've done the research. We know this. We know the sunset. We know the temperature. Pack this. This journey is going to require this. And you know what that means to people that are S? You have integrity. I don't know how that happens, but that's what they think. You thoughtfully, carefully plan, okay? And here's the thing, okay? And I know you guys know where I am in life, right? I'm married 11 years and I have kids. And I have parents that are elderly, right? And my dad especially and my mom, as they get older, I want to use a more positive word for senile, but I can't find one. But, like, I have to talk to my dad now, and it's weird. My dad's my parent, but anybody have older parents? Like, you kind of feel like you're a parent? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to tell your parents what to do, but they don't want to listen to you. And so then you're fine. Hey, well, look, I'll give you a lollipop if you do it, Daddy. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. It's like I just had this with my son, but this doesn't work. And, it's just weird. Okay, like, and I'm talking about serious stuff. Dad, no, we got to go to the doctor. Yeah. I came in, my dad had a sling on. And, I was like, what happened? You go to the doctor? He's like, no, I have elbow pain. I was like, how long has it been? I thought it was like 15 minutes, 3 months. Like, 3 freaking months? I was like, you didn't tell anybody? You just put a sling on, it's upside down, backwards. Like, dude, let's go, man. Nah, he doesn't want to go. I'm like, 3 months of pain? 3 months? And I can just imagine. Because my dad's a soldier, man. He doesn't like, my dad broke his arm a long time ago, then it never set right, and his arm has basically been broken his entire life, And so, it's just like, so I have these skills just help you communicate with people in general. I know maybe my kids, not now, but I know when they're teenagers, man, this stuff is going to really help me. Because if I'm trying to, my kids, maybe my middle daughter, but definitely not my son, he's not an A like I'm an A. He's probably an S or a T. If I try to that's just not going to work. It's not going to work. My wife is an S, big time. So, we don't like each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, inherently, we don't like each other. It just doesn't work. So I have to learn how to communicate with her. She has to learn how to communicate. Well, I have to learn how to communicate with her, right? Because, like me, right? I'll give you a perfect example. And I love this about my wife, okay? My wife is OCD clean. OCD. Now, Samir, I didn't grow up in a clean household. Like, my parents are one step away from being on a cluttered reality TV show. Like, they will not throw away anything. So that's what I grew up in. I mean, everything is there. Everything. They redid the basement, and I was like, yes, this is great. We're getting rid of everything. Said, no, we moved it all upstairs. It's coming back. Why'd you redo the basement? I mean, it's all up in the rooms, all the stuff. It's just like, come on, stop. Right? They're hoarders. They hoard. So I didn't come from this. So, when I get married, I just leave my shit all over. I don't even shut the drawer. I'm like, why am I going to shut the drawer? I'm going to reopen it when I come back, so there's no point in shutting it. Why am I going to making the bed? Make the bed. I'm going to mess it up in 12 hours. That is fruitless. I would never do that. Right? No, I'm not. But see, what I didn't realize is literally, and I'm not trying to be funny about this, these actions, which take me nothing, are driving my wife insane. Like, I'm talking crazy, like mental, like check her into Arkham Asylum in Batman. I mean, she's going nuts over this. And so I can pick up after myself, because it's not whether I care or not. And then actually it's rubbed off on me. Because I go to my parents, I'm like, this is filthy. I live in a hotel, don't I? I mean, my wife cleans crazy. And now it's like, man, this is awesome. Like, I live in, there's never a dish in the dishwasher, ever. The dishes don't pile up. It's just awesome. She's just like, you leave it, she's just put it right out the door. And it's just like you live in a hotel. It's crazy. So I go to my parents, like, wow, this is filthy. She's like, oh, you've changed. But like, if I would have kept being like I wanted to be, that it would have, as stupid as that is, it wouldn't have worked. I promise you. Because that's just not how my wife thinks, and it's literally gonna like. So you got to understand, these are basic people skill things, and you're gonna recruit people, and they're gonna bring in their personality traits, and it's your job. Write this down. It's your job to get along with people. It's not their job to get along with you. It's your job to get along with people. You can say whatever you want. I have what they want. Okay, that's fine. But you have what they want because you have people on your team. And people have to want to be around you. And we cannot repel good people in our business. So S, plan, structure. I can follow you, integrity. Okay, so here are the worksheets. I know some of you guys paid for these packets. Okay. We might as well use them a little bit. Okay, so we know the names of them, right? A, action, or S, structure, T, technical, A, action, R, relationship. Okay, so your job, okay, is to understand you too, right? And usually people have one dominant trait and another kind of secondary dominant trait, but it's very common for people to have many traits in all of them, okay? But usually you're going to be a dominant one or two, okay? So the better you know you, the better you can know other people. And when dealing with people, if you can identify their one or two traits, and especially if we're going husband and wife, right? Because like if you recruit me and you say, man, we're going to take over the world, A people, they're what? Cut to the chase, tell me how much money I'm going to make. Always remember that. Okay? They don't care about the PowerPoint, they don't care about the animation, they don't care about all the statistics. Cut to the chase, tell me how much money I'm going to make, how quickly I can make money. Okay? If you said those things to my wife and you didn't have a plan, right? Like for example, like yesterday, right? I had to interview. Amanda asked me to do an interview for her because she was double booked, and my iPad had 12%, and I turned it right on and it died. Right? If I was interviewing an S, okay, that's it. Interview's done. You unprofessional piece of trash. My wife would that's it. She's done. Right? Because you're not prepared. You didn't have a plan. You don't have integrity. You're not like that. That's the way they think, right? And I know that because I'm married to one. And that's exactly what so you just got to understand how people are, right? And you can tell by their business card sometimes, their resume sometimes. You can tell by their house, their cars, how they are. You can tell right away. And you have a little bit of an edge in selling or recruiting, right? So A, my talents include promoting, flexibility, having fun, performing, improvising, negotiating, entertaining, storytelling, handling crisis, troubleshooting, pulling things together, realistic problem solving, things that are important to A's, variety, beauty, passion, competing, excitement, stimulation, adaptability, spontaneity, action, opportunities, making an impact, freedom, options and choices. You ever meet people? I know, Josh, you're probably like this, right? They cannot hold a job for 1 minute. They go in, get fired. Like, yo, how you get fired on your day off? That's an A. They cannot hold a job to save their life. That's an A. It just does not inherent with them, man. It just doesn't vibe with them. In my starring role, I try to find a better way to do it. That's a problem for you A's. All right? Because you're going to go through every way, then realize, I already tried to find a better way. We have the right way. I assess the situation and take action. I am graceful and have dexterity with tools, dancing shoes, baseball bats, weapons. I sometimes rebel against the rules. Routine and structure. I love beauty and the aesthetically pleasing. I recognize and go after opportunity. I dislike boredom and waiting. I am a skillful negotiator. I'm a natural entrepreneur. I live for the moment. The past is history, and I'll handle the future when it arrives. I dislike abstract ideas and useless theories. Get real. I'm an optimist and sometimes proceed on blind faith. That's an A. Everything's going to work out. No. I take risks to get it done, using whatever's at hand to make things work. When I'm the director, I tend to find someone to do the unexciting tasks which are necessary for A+ results. Be resourceful and free to operate in the moment as things change. Be pragmatic and do whatever it takes to get the job done. Not be governed by the way it's always been done. Be adaptable, exude confidence, and expect others to obey. Motivate the team to go for gold. When I'm being directed, I tend to challenge authority, take action, thereby taking control of the situation, ignore inconvenient policies and systems, look for the immediate payoff, love a challenge, and may attempt something just to prove I can do it. All right, T's. Who's a T in here? Always remember about T's, okay? T's always have the most questions, okay? Always have the most questions. You get a lot of questions, they're T's. So you have to be patient, okay? Especially for A's. A's are not patient. T's don't really get along with people, right? Would you agree with that? Like T's don't even like T's. They don't even like themselves, right? I mean that. Actually, T's hate T's, right? I mean that, right? Stop asking me stupid questions. But if you know Matt will ask the most questions. But you can't ask Matt a question. T's don't like T's. Self-hating. Is that true?
Self-hating.
Is that right? Self-hating. I love myself, but I hate everything about myself. It's tricky. It's an abstract concept. My talents include analysis, creating, designing, rationality, being visionary, problem solving, strategic thinking, perpetual learning, theory development, dealing with complex stuff, searching for a better way, using precision in thought and language. Of paramount importance to me, logic, insight, accuracy, concepts, progress, competence, intelligence, self-mastery. You know, like, here's the thing. I remember this because, like, Hector Lamarck does a great job of this. Brian Tracy does a great job of this. I love to read, but Hector said I read 1,000 books. Think about that. Like, you're a T, and someone says I read 1,000 books. You're like, damn, he knows. 1,000 books, right? They quantify really well. Brian Tracy's unbelievable. He's a great T. Hey, I read 5 hours a day for 40 years. I've read 5,000 books. That's Brian Tracy, not me. Think about that. Because they don't just have a plan of action, they quantify it, right? They quantify it. Now, I know a lot of people that, you know, in the business, they are Ts, okay? Or their secondary trade is a T. 12 hours a week, prospecting 3 hours a day, right? You understand? It's not, oh, you have to prospect. If I said that to Shondell, that doesn't register with her. It's no. How many calls do I have to make? How many people I need to come in? How many then I can do what? How many appointments? You know, you understand what I mean? Because that, like, as much as we tease, you know, and we make fun of people that are not like us, you know, you're a lot more like that than you think. Intelligence, self-mastery, understanding, universal truths, the larger picture, logical consistency, knowledge and learning. In my starring role, I focus on long-term results and can project far into the future. I want power over nature, and I'm attracted to the sciences. I am precise in my thought and speech, and notice, this is big. I am precise in my thought and speech, and notice contradictions. I can map out a strategy and overall plan. I trust logic and reason above all. R's. My talents include empathy, inspiring, imagining, diplomacy, mentoring, counseling, encouraging, people skills, communication, being a catalyst, building rapport, using metaphors, envisioning the ideal. Let me read those again because, you know, R's are the people that hold this business together. Okay? They are. They're the glue in any organization. And I'm not saying that because I'm an R. I'm saying that through my experience of seeing other teams too. Right? Empathy. Inspiring. Imagining. Diplomacy. Mentoring. Counseling. Encouraging. Yeah. People skills. Communication. Being a catalyst. Building rapport. Using metaphors. Envisioning the ideal. Of paramount importance to me. Ideals. Ethics. Identity. Morality. Harmony. Romance. Significance. Involvement. Authenticity. Cooperation. Personal growth. Self-actualization. Empathetic relationships. See what happened? You see? The lock Rob out. S. My talents include planning, logistics, managing, providing, organizing, protecting, compliance, commitment, implementing, responsibility, preserving what is sequential thinking, making things easy for people. Of paramount importance to me, duty, titles, rules, details, security, stability, tradition, belonging, structure, ownership, credentials, predictability, and responsibility. All right. So I'm going to have Donald, Jimmy Jam come up a little bit. They're going to talk about face-to-face prospecting. Okay, prospecting as you go, meeting people out and about, how to strike up a conversation with somebody when you're out. Okay, where you can always bump into somebody. Somebody's delivering something. Somebody's coming around to your house. You meet somebody out and about running an errand. You know, you see somebody underemployed, somebody that's working, and did you say you had to get a tissue? You did not just say it. Yeah. What did he say? Where? How'd they get there? You got a runny nose? Where was I? Yeah. And one thing that Donald, I was talking to him yesterday. I was calling him about the training, and you know, you guys said you got an app, right?
Yeah.
From someone that he met out and about, but then you turned into a KT because they had said that they had kids.
Right.
Right. So that's another way, right? Sometimes you can prospect and go right to the KT. Right. And then also I wanted them to talk about the three-way text, which I think has been unbelievable in terms of getting people to pick up the phone, getting a good introduction. It's a referral, but it's also immediate. It's great, right? So that's something that we should do if you haven't already done it. But even then, I know you continue to do it, so I'm sure there's different things that you're noticing and trends in doing it, right? All right, let's give it up for Donald and Jimmy Jam.
What's up, y'all? How you doing? Great. First, we want to give glory to God.
Amen.
Because, you know, without him, we're basically nothing, right?
Amen.
So today we're going to be talking about prospecting. Now, our mindset going into prospecting is our business is closed and we are not talking to anyone, period. If me and Donald are not getting names and numbers, guess what? That's not going to lead to recruit. That's not going to lead to interviews. That's not going to lead to potential clients. That's not going to lead to no production, no closes, no nothing, right? Now, there are many types of ways to prospect, but remember, prospecting for the most part should always be organic, right? So we are looking for good people. And here's the thing, we don't have to prospect. We get to prospect, right? We get to recruit. We get to set these interviews. We get to do one-on-ones. We get to sit down with potential clients. We get to close. So this isn't a, oh, I have to or I must. No, we get to. This is an opportunity, right? Now, there are different types of organic prospecting as far as like running errands. Now, when you're running errands, you can go to where? Like Walmart,
just anywhere you go,
right.
you know, you always want to have that mindset out. I can talk to somebody about my business. You know, if you're going to the gym, going to gas station, whatever. The last person that Shaq was talking about that I prospected her at the gas station. Matter of fact, I prospected her at the mall. Got her name and number. Just told her about I got a business that I'm, expanding in the area. Passed the number to her. She set up the one-on-one. And while I was talking to her, she said she had kids. So transitioning to the KT from just getting a name and number has been big too as well, because if they have children, by me presenting to them from a client agent standpoint, I'm letting them know exactly what you would be doing coming into the business. And then with this woman that I sat down with yesterday, she was a single mom, had 4 children, and all she had was group coverage. So she got a $97 app. Transition into KT.
What did you say?
So when she called her and set the one-on-one. Just what did you say when you set the one-on-one?
I just said, hey, what's her name?
Erica.
I was like, hey, Erica, how are you? She was like, hey, how are you doing? And I was like, good. I was like, so I heard you talk to my fiance, Donna. Do you remember talking to him? And she was like, yeah, I remember. And I was like, oh, good. So what I want to do is I definitely want to share with you a little bit more about our company, our concepts, and what we actually do for families. I'm actually excited to meet you. She was like, okay, cool. So I was like, so are you going to school? Are you working right now? And she was like, well, I'm in school. I was like, okay, so when are your better days, weekends or weekdays? And she was like, weekdays. I was like, okay, cool. Like Mondays, Tuesdays. And she's like, Tuesdays. I was like, okay. And then I had Donald's schedule already with me, and he had an opening for Thursday. I was like, so how about Thursday? Can we do Thursday? She was like, oh, well, I do have school from 9 to 5. I was like, okay, can we do 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock? She was like, 7 works perfect. I was like, okay, cool. Now I'm going to give you an option to either come to our office or we can meet in Barnes and Nobles. You're familiar with the area? She was like, yeah, I am. I was like, okay, cool. So I booked it for 7 o'clock at Barnes and Nobles.
Okay, so when I sat down with her, I just asked her some questions, formed her. Once she told me she had children, that's when I said, okay, so you're exactly the type of people we look to sit down with from a client agent standpoint. So what I'll do is I'll present to you from a client agent standpoint so you can see what we do and how we get compensated, right? And, she said, okay. And, I went into the KT. So that's the thing too, like Shay and Shaq said, you got to call an audible, right? So I call an audible. Sometimes I call Shay and be like, Shay, she has children, but she seemed more interested in the business opportunity. So what should I do? Should I go with the KT or should I go with the interview slide? So I just get, a gauge of which direction I should go with. And, if they're young and they're just, really looking to make some extra income, I'll make an audible if I should go for the interview or if I should do the KT. But the KT is great because it's interviewing. It's basically giving them an opportunity to see about the business too as well in the KT. We got interview slides in the KT. You can plant seeds and everything like that with that, and then they can see exactly how we get compensated. So that's what I did with her. She already knew about and I prospected her last week and set the appointment yesterday. And she already knew about our company. She already had a card from somebody else in another state. She already knows she wanted to invest with us and everything. So it was a smooth appointment.
So how consistent are you with prospecting?
Prospecting,
Going out.
and that's my mindset too. Like prospecting is always on my mind. Like everywhere I'm at, everywhere I'm at. In being in church, I'm looking to get a name and number. I'm looking to tell people about my business, family, like I just was talking to my friend yesterday, and he was just telling me like, hey, yo, you got to stop telling people so much about your business and this. And he has a business too, but I'm like, man, who are you talking to, man? Like, why are you telling me this? I understand. Like, I got kind of a little on edge, but I know he doesn't have the understanding of what I do for him to be telling me that. So it's always on my mind to talk to somebody about my business. So, and I'm doing it as if I don't have an appointment, if I don't have a one-on-one, I'm out prospecting. get names and
You
numbers.
guys always ask for the number.
Mhm.
Is there an art form to actually get the number? I know amateur prospectors, they hand out business cards, do that, they're never gonna call, right?
Right.
So how do you actually get the number? Like if you saw me wherever, say I'm out, we're at the basketball court, I'm at the gym, whatever, how would you do it?
Well, I found something that we have in common. If you at the gym or whatever, I'm working out or whatever, and I just spark a conversation. Hey, I see you do a lot of weights. Like, do you ever, get into calisthenics? Oh, they start a conversation about working out. So what you do for work? Work at,
I'm an accountant.
you're an accountant. Oh, so you're in the finances. Okay, great. Well, that's amazing because I'm in the finances too as well. I have a financial service business. Me and my fiance, we're really looking to expand in the area. Just want to let people know what we're doing. Just get our name out there. Do you know anyone that's keeping their options open for bigger and better opportunities?
Yeah, possibly.
Great. So what I'll do is, I'll have her give you a call. I'll give you a call. Just let you know a little bit more about it. See if it may be a mutual interest. If not, you can probably refer us to some people. Is that fair enough?
Yeah. So you're very assumptive,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, hey, I'll have her call you or I'll call you.
Right.
Just not, hey, can I call you? You're just saying, hey, I'll have her call you,
Mhm.
tell you a little bit more. Are you usually going indirectly? Like if you see me, are you usually gonna say, do you know anybody? Or will you ever ask, are you interested?
Well, sometimes I do. It all depends. I kind of gauge the situation on how I can approach a person. But most of the time, what's been working for me is just asking, hey, are you keeping your options open for business opportunities? I go straight for it. Like,
Okay,
hey,
so you'll ask them.
I go straight for it. Hey, you keeping your options open for business opportunity? That's a respectable question. Most people be like, sure. What type of business? Oh, I got a financial service business. Oh, what do you guys do? We just help people make money and save money. How many people need that?
Everybody.
Everybody. So once they say everybody, it's like I already know from there, like they're interested. And I'll say, okay, I'm in a bit of a rush. Let me get your name and number. I'll give you a call and we'll just, discuss, something
Why do you
further.
say you're in a bit of a rush?
Because I don't want them interviewing me.
Right.
I need to go. You feel me? I need to go get to the next person. Some people, like in the beginning when I was prospecting, people would sit there and question me for like 5 minutes, and I'm respectful, so I'm answering the questions, and then I don't get the name and number.
Mhm.
So I'm like, you just took all this information from me, and you don't even give me your name and number. It's a waste of time.
In a rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a very good, you want to send that message to the universe too. I'm in a rush. I'm busy. Oh no, I got all day. What do you need? Like that's not attractive to anybody, right? So hey, I'm in a rush. Give me a number, quick, easy, not too much conversation. How often? I mean, I'm sure you talk to a bunch of people. There's a good amount of people that don't give you their number, right?
Right.
What do you do? How do you play it off?
So I just say, okay, cool, and I keep it moving. Yeah, and that's what I wrote down too. As far as you got to go for no, okay, go for no. Like prospecting, you got to know you're going to get no's. You got to be like no's for me is energy to get to the next person. Like you didn't just say no to me, you said no to $1 million opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't say no to me. You said no to this $1 million opportunity. And then you get people that's like kind of stuck up and they think they, where somebody want to be. And I just like, okay, I'm gonna go find somebody better. You want to take that as energy to go get a better, a better number.
And even if you say no, but do you know anybody that might be interested in this opportunity? No? Okay, cool, thank you. So we definitely want to be bulletproof to the no's. Like you say no, okay, cool. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So.
And
how many people do you have a goal every day? How many people?
7 to 10.
Yeah, 7 to 10 is the daily goal, But we big prospectors. Like we used to prospect just go out and just prospect. She could get competitively. She could get 20.
I can get 30.
She could get. You see, so we know we can get 20, 30. Just at the drop of a dime. You know what I'm saying? So
my last question: are you gonna do it this month? Because I know you took off last month.
Right. Right. Yeah. This month is definitely about to be
I mean,
some.
that's for both of you.
Yes.
It's,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Right.
We'll do it this month, or should we?
No.
In September?
No, August, this month.
All right, now talk about the three-way text. Any questions about this for Don? Okay, this is one of the most fundamental things, and people, you're always meeting people. I'm not saying you have to go out and do what Donald and Jimmy Jam do if they actually go out to do it, but you know, you guys run into. I remember I met somebody in Arizona. I was telling Donald about this. He invited me out for a backstart school, and I said, "Man, you know, you came out here from nothing. What did you do? How'd you do it?" It was $200,000, and he said, "I run all my errands. I run all my errands. I drop my dry cleaning. If I have to get a cell phone, I make sure I'm around people because I always meet people." And it just puts me in a position where I can have a conversation with somebody. I can develop a client or a recruit or get a referral. Or, you know, I mean, you know, look, you being at home most of the time, you know, like I said, you don't work, you're going to get in your feelings. Go out, do something, meet some people, run your errands, right? There's office time and there's prospecting time too, right? You got to have different methods. So are there any questions for these guys?
So I have younger groups, like 21 under, and you're shotgun person. What do you wear when you're like this, or you just sound or
So, you know, that's a good question. I'm always looking professional, like collar shirt, you know, shoes. You rarely see me in some sneakers and some jeans, you know. So I'm just like this when I'm out prospecting, and you know,
Do you think people take you more serious because you dress like that?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I've gotten names and numbers just off the way I'm dressed. They compliment you, and then you go into a conversation like that. So, you know, it's best to dress professional. You know, look like what you're talking about. You know, so that's definitely important.
Okay, my question kind of piggybacks on hers, but the opposite side of the spectrum, because some people are saying, don't leave anybody unapproached. Are you looking for a specific type of person that you approach, or are you just approaching anybody that like gives you eye contact, smiles?
That's a good
like
question. So, you know, for me personally, like if you give me eye contact, you know, and you say hey and everything like that, we gonna talk about, you know, the business. I know you're approachable, but what I look for is sharp people, sharp dressed people, young people, because you know that's the focus, getting young people, because they're going to be able to get other young people and come into the opportunity. You want to think about growing. I look for people with children, you know, because they need to see what we do. You got to think about, you know, us presenting to them can possibly help that family's financial future. So you got to just keep in mind what you do and the opportunity you have. So I look for sharp people. I look for people with children and just young people and managers too. Like you know, if I'm in the store, you know, I'm shopping and you know, I want to talk to the manager. You know, I go for the manager. Hey, got a business in the area looking for people with managerial and leadership experience. You keep your ear to the ground for bigger and better opportunities. Sure, what you do, financial service. Okay, I'll give you a call, let you know a little bit more about that, and get their name and number like that. So that's what I look for. Anything else? Okay.
Talk about the three-way text.
So the three-way text is definitely golden. You know, you can use that in so many different ways. Like just come up with things because it's a warm introduction. You know, so we use the three-way text too when I sit down with a potential recruit and they may not have the 124 right then and there. You know, so I'm saying, okay, you got some qualified people. So let's go out on some appointments, you know, and possibly sponsor you into the business. You know, so I've been using that. I got about 2 appointments out of that just from, you know, them not being able to move forward right then and there, but they know people who need what we do. So with that three-way text is just letting them know, hey, I just started.
Let me stop you there. Sorry, this is really important. Are there times when people legitimately do not have $124?
Yes.
Right, there are. I mean, as whatever, however you want to feel about that. There are times where people don't have, they got $68 in their account, or they got $200 and they got a big bill coming out. They're not going to pay the money. We can wrestle with them right there, right? You can use the Lamborghini clothes if you want. Well, if there's a Lamborghini, would you do it, right? I mean, I'd rather do what you just said, okay? Hey, look, let me show you the business works. Let's set it. So let's do a three-way text. You text it. I mean, people are so prone to texting people. They love texting. They love it. They'll do it. They won't pick up the phone and call. They wouldn't do a conference call, but they will send a text. Okay. And then, so how do you guide me to do that? What do you say? What's the dialogue that you say? Say to me, I don't got the money, but I am interested. What do you say?
Like, okay, great. First I ask, when you think you might have it? They may say, oh, in a couple weeks or something like that.
So you let them know it's important.
Okay, yeah.
Right? It's not just, oh, you can come around forever.
Right.
Right? But
So,
let's find this money, let's get creative, but it doesn't impede you from starting.
Right. So that's my whole purpose. Like, hey, you're interested, you can't move forward right now financially. However, you can still see how this business works. You're excited about the opportunity. Let's get you in to seeing exactly how you're going to be getting compensated. So these are tell them what a qualified appointment is, let them know the 5-pointer, married, between the ages of 25 and 55, young children, homeowner, and have a job. You know anyone that fits into that category? Be like, yeah, okay, great. So these are the type of people we're going to be sitting down with, and this is how you're going to be, making money and helping families. So I want to get you in a, system of seeing this so that you can, know what you're going to be doing, right? So we got a smooth system. It's a 3-way text. I'll send you that text message right now. All it's going to say is I just started working with a company and listed you as a character reference, right? They send that out. I'm going to show you how to do it. Do you know how to do a group text?
Yeah.
Most people know how to do it. Okay. So I want you to edit that, put their name in the text so that I know who I'm calling when they respond. When they respond, then I will, set up the one-on-one. I don't want you, going out there trying to set up an appointment, then you run across some questions you can't answer. Then I stomp them, like a new recruit that I just got the other day. She, was kind of skeptical on sending out the 3-way text. I'm like, okay, set an appointment with me, right? So I stomped her. She's tried to set an appointment with me. She's stumbling. So this is this. Then I let her listen to me set the appointment with her sister. I said, you see how smooth that is? She said, yeah. So now they see that, I'm going to do everything for you in the front end. All you got to messages. And then once you get, acclimated to the system a little bit more, then you'll be able to do this on your own and build the business. So that's what I tell them.
Okay, you're sending out KT messages, also
Recruiting messages too.